Hello guys and welcome back to another UCL Fantasy video. Today I've decided to prepare a wildcard structure video for the upcoming match day 13. I think if you're still owning your wildcard, this is the week to use it, as after that it's not going to gain you as much value as it's going to go right now, because teams like Liverpool are out of the tournament, so you may have some players of them that have already left. Bayer Leverkusen is out of the tournament, Atletico Madrid is out of the tournament, so you can restructure your whole squad. Of course, the other favorites went through, but if you had Lille players against Borussia, it's a thing that you can take away from the team. The rest, I think you already have the main focal points of the proper wildcard structure video, but I'm going to analyze the fixtures firstly, and then I'm going to present to you the March day 13 wildcard structure that I think you should aim to have. The thing about it is I'll focus on the matches that there is a clear favorite, and then we'll get some of the players that are from the other matches with 50-50 in some games, or a little bit of for example 2-1 ratio in another games. If you want support me and show appreciation of the content that I create, you can subscribe to the channel. It is completely for free. You can like the video also completely for free, and comment down what do you believe my wildcard structure presents. I'm going to explain why it's a structure, why it's not a draft, but let's first analyze the fixtures and then we'll move to the wildcard part. So here are the fixtures. We open the week with Arsenal versus Real Madrid and Bayern Munich versus Inter. Then we continue with Barcelona versus Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain versus Aston Villa. The good thing here is that we will know every team's lineup, and we will not have to play a guessing game. Is that player starting or not? We will be easily able to understand who is starting and what the formations are going to be. We open up with Arsenal Real Madrid. I think here the favorite is Real Madrid, but Arsenal can surprise several people. I don't think that this game is a lot to focus on. I think 2-3 players from that game will be more than enough to get, because after that they will face the winner of PSG versus Aston Villa, and with the form that PSG are currently in, I think that if it's Real Madrid it's going to be 50-50, but if it's against Arsenal, I think PSG are still going to be the favorites. But yeah, I would say that this game is the 50-50. It's very strange how they split up the bracket, because I expected Arsenal, Real Madrid and PSG Aston Villa to be on the same day, as they're in the same part of the bracket, and then the other two fixtures on the other. But they put the 50-50 games on the first day and the more clear favorites on the second, which honestly quite surprised me. Going to Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan, I here do believe that you should get an even split, because I think both teams have a chance to proceed forward, and having that chance, I think that it's pretty okay to own several players from both teams, and whoever drops out, or there is a clear favorite after first day, you just do your rotations and take out the players. Then we move to the second day, where we have Barcelona versus Dortmund and PSG versus Aston Villa. The bad thing here is that both fixtures are at home in the first day, so the captain here is going to be splitted, because I think from the first game it's Rafi, the second is Dembele. If one of the players was at home and the other was away, it would have been clearer who is it there, but at the moment I really do believe that Barcelona and PSG are favorites. Then on the away fixture, I think they may even rotate if they get a clear result up there. But yeah, first day I think Real Madrid player should be your focus as a captain, and then secondly either Barcelona or PSG. But I will be stacking with Barcelona and PSG players. I may be looking to 3 to 4 players from both teams. Dortmund, probably one player will be there. Maximum Aston Villa, I don't know if there is going to be any space for any of them, because I really do believe that they are going out of the tournament for PSG. So I'll then go build the structure and build it together with you, and I'll be presenting why I do believe that things would happen. But the sad thing here is that Arsenal and Inter Milan, I really thought that they were playing on the same day, but the keepers that we got, Raya and Sommer, most of our teams, they're playing on the same day, so we have to think of different approaches how to do things and how to analyze them. The thing here is that we'll get players probably from Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain because they are most probably going to go through, and as of going through, you have them playing. So let's go now and start building the structure and how I see it happening and what do I believe is going to happen. Of course, as already mentioned, that is disregard the players. I will be picking position wise. Of course, some players like Rafinha are obvious, but don't get a hang of the players because some of them are injured. We don't know what's the extent of it. I will talk about it all in the list down below. So now let's move to the structure of the wildcard part. Starting in the goalkeeper's position, I think here one of the keepers from my original team being Sommer keeps his place. I really like how Inter are defending, and I really like Sommer as a whole, so I'm going to put him into the lineup, and he's going to be on the 8th of April. On the 9th of April, it's Donnarumma, and they are in goal. I think that we are getting a very solid team with a very solid keeper that is going to play Aston Villa at home in the first fixture. If we look at the fixtures as a whole, it's away for Sommer, but then it's at home, so it's the other way for Donnarumma. So I expect Donnarumma and Sommer to rotate quickly with the goalkeeper situation, but I really do fancy how PSG are playing at the moment, and as mentioned, I really do fancy how Inter are defending, so I'm going to put Sommer and Donnarumma here. There were some other candidates. Courtois is one candidate, but he will play in the same game as Sommer, so I don't think I will be selling Sommer and Raya or getting Sommer or Raya into any team and to put it. So Real Madrid keeper is no for me. Raya you can keep if you want an Arsenal keeper, but I really do believe that Inter Milan keeper is better for the day. Neuer, if he is fit, it's a no-go for me. Then we go to Szczesny and Kyobo. For me, both are no-go, and the final keeper is Emi Martinez. So no, I really like the Inter Milan team and the PSG team, how they defend, how their keepers play, if there is a penalty shootout, and Donnarumma has proven himself already that he's very good at penalty saving, so he can get easily man of the match. I think he can if it ends being like that, and then I think PSG are going to proceed forward, and having the keeper from them is going to be great because it's the 50-50 between Inter Milan and Bayern Munich, so you may need to sell that Sommer keeper to have two keepers in one day, but Donnarumma can lead you up until the final. So I really do believe here that PSG goalkeeper and Inter Milan goalkeepers are going to be the safest of hands, and I will feel pretty content with having both of them. Moving into defense, the teams that I want to focus are several. Here I got Inter Milan. That's a double up in Inter Milan's defense. That's saying that I do not believe that Bayern Munich will score a lot of goals, but with Inter Milan, they play with wing backs. So not only do I fancy their goalkeeper, I really do fancy how their wing backs play. At the moment, all wing backs are injured. So Dumfries is a placeholder for the wing back of Inter Milan. I don't know if Dumfries is going to be fine until the end of April, but currently in international break he is injured, so I'm putting him as the Inter Milan placeholder of a wing back who is fit and is going to play in that day. Regardless, Di Marco, him or the other two, Augusto, Pavard, if he goes there, I don't know, I don't care. It's a win back from Inter Milan. I know he's injured, so don't put in the question in the comment section Dumfries is injured. Of course, I know that he's injured at the moment, but I really do want to pinpoint that Inter Milan defender. Then going into the Bayern Munich defense, I think that Inter Milan may be a very good defense, but they sometimes struggle in the offensive department. So that would mean that there is a chance that Bayern Munich gets still a clean sheet. For example, a 0-0 game is a possibility. And in that sense, I think that Kim is the best defender to own from Bayern Munich. That's why I picked him. But if he is out or something, that's just a Bayern Munich defender being him, Upamecano, Eric Dyer, if one of them is injured, someone else, I don't care, it's just a Bayern Munich defender. Moving then swiftly into Gabriel, he's the first player from that Real Madrid fixture versus Arsenal. I really do believe that there is a chance that Arsenal play a defensive masterclass. If we go and see they play at home in the first game, and at Emirates they have been good. So thinking about that, I would say that picking one defender from Arsenal, being Gabriel, White, Timber, Calafiori, Saliba, whoever is the main guy there. I genuinely think it's going to be Gabriel, but at the end of the day, this is a placeholder for Arsenal defense. I prefer center backs for them, so Gabriel or Saliba, whoever you prefer more. But yeah, there is a possibility, of course, Real Madrid destroy them. But it's a first day player, and I still do believe that they can build a masterclass of a defensive performance the way they have been defending so far. So I don't know what to expect, but the thing I know is that I want an Arsenal defender into my team. Of course, next up, you're going to say why you not go for Real Madrid defender, because I don't fancy how Real Madrid are defending. Yes, they have been scoring goals, but historically they have not been the best defensive side in the UCL. I think that they have been outscoring opponents in the past, not historically, but let's say in the past 5 years when they've won the titles, they have to fight back, they have to come back. So yes, that would mean that probably Real Madrid players will score goals against that Arsenal defender that I have, but for the off chance for a surprise there, I want to have one Arsenal player, and that player is going to be playing in defense. Then we move to Jules Koundé or the Barcelona placeholder. I really do believe that they're proceeding forward to the tournament, so you're gaining a defender for the semifinals also. It's going to be against Inter Milan or Bayern Munich, where yes, it's going to be a hard game, but all the games are going to be hard in that part of the tournament. I prefer the fullbacks from Barcelona, being Koundé or Balde at the moment. All center backs, not all, Kubrasi and Inigo Martinez are injured, so that leaves only Araujo. Christensen is out, so Koundé can even tuck in as a center back, which can play up to his qualities, that he can operate in 2 different positions. So yeah, fullbacks, Balde and Koundé are the top picks in my opinion, but that's a Barcelona placeholder. And now a double up from PSG team in defense also is going to be with one of their fullbacks. I think picking Hakimi or Nuno Mendes is going to be a coin flip. PSG on the left side are going to defend against most probably Rodgers, while on the right are going to defend against most probably Asensio. So I don't know if Hakimi is going to be a little bit pushed back or Mendes is going to be a little bit pushed back. But either way, I really do prefer to have a wing back from PSG. And with that double up, it's like having wing backs from Inter and PSG is the frame that I want to go into, and their goalkeepers, because they're good goalkeepers. Of course, you can go for Pacho or for Marquinhos, who are going to have ball recoveries, and if they play a progressive football, I think they're going to get some ball recoveries, but I still do prefer the fullbacks because they are very good at goal scoring also. So defense-wise, I'm avoiding Aston Villa, Borussia Dortmund, and Real Madrid as a whole in my team selection. Here, am I missing someone else? I have 5 teams here, so I don't think I'm missing only the 3 teams here. So I have the favorites PSG and Barcelona already covered. I have 50-50 between Inter and Bayern Munich, and I have Arsenal defender to represent that fixture, so I think I have everything covered in that defensive department. Now we'll move into the midfield, where it gets a little bit interesting, and I don't know how to spread the players, but I will try my best and let's see what's going to happen. Going into midfield, things look a little bit different and a little bit more interesting. So 2 more PSG players join the frame here. You can argue that one of them is going to be as neutral as it gets, and that is Dembele. I don't think that I need to discuss it. Like, he is one of the players that is currently in the best form around Europe, and that would lead to a lot of things going his way and a lot of fight for that semi-final and then final and then etc. But Dembele has been in an amazing form, and if he doesn't pick up an injury, I think he's going to be a shoe-in into the team. The other player is Vitinha, and that I went with, but it's really a placeholder. You can go with Kvaratskhelia, you can go with Vitinha, you can go with Barcola, you can go with Zaire Emery if he plays, you can go with Fabian Ruiz if he plays, but I think Vitinha, Kvaratskhelia and Barcola, one of the 3. Everyone has a little bit. Doe is also an option, but all those 3 players have something for them. Like, Vitinha is on penalties and he tends to get man of the matches. On the other side, Kvaratskhelia is as explosive as it gets, and I don't think Matic Cash or Ezri Konsa will be able to tame him, as it's just not going to happen. And on the right, Barcola is also a player, and all the three players are interchanging around here. So I was thinking about going with the three midfielders from PSG just to have it covered, but I think it's an overkill there. So I think two players for now, it's Vitinha and Dembele, but it can easily be Dembele and Barcola, Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, but the one that I think he should remain, it's Dembele. Then moving into two Barcelona boys, the left and the right winger for Barcelona. It means a lot at the moment to pick a Barcelona player because they have been really good, and I think they are the clear favorites against Borussia Dortmund. Of course, you can argue here that instead of Yamal, you can go with Pedri, who has been getting 2 man of the matches in a row. You can argue you can go with Lewandowski up front. I just want two attackers from Barcelona, and I think this is the way to move the team at the moment and to structure it. Of course, you can disagree with me, you can pick someone from Bayern Munich instead of that Barcelona pick. You can go for someone like Saka from Arsenal. I think he's the only midfielder that it matters. You can go with someone from Aston Villa, being Rodgers, Asensio, if you want in that midfield. Borussia Dortmund, yeah, you can go for Adeyemi, but I don't feel like that inspired picking Adeyemi at the moment. Then you have someone from Inter Milan. Çalhanoğlu is the best midfielder that you can opt for because he's the penalty taker. But as I already mentioned, Inter Milan are not too amazing in scoring goals. So I would say that the two Barcelona players are fighting against Bayern Munich players, fighting against Aston Villa midfielder, and probably a third PSG midfielder, but I fancy the two Barcelona attackers, whatever configuration you want to select. And Jude Bellingham, it's a player up, not a team. It's a placeholder for a Real Madrid attacker. You can opt with two forwards, but the forward slots are so limited, so we have to be careful there. Of course, you can opt here for, let's say, a Bayern Munich midfielder and pump up a Real Madrid attacker up front. You can do the same for, let's say, Barcelona midfielder and Bayern Munich midfielder and pump up just Real Madrid attacker instead of the Barcelona attacker up front. But I do believe that Bellingham has been special and has been playing well, and it's a player on the 8th of April, so it's the first day. At the moment we have Zomer, Gabriel, Kim and Bellingham. That's only 4 players, and I don't think that is going to be enough for the team, so we have to pick a little bit more. So yeah, I know we have Kimos, so we have 5 players, but still it's not a very high number. And if we go with someone from PSG or from Barcelona even more in midfield, it's going to be a lot not balanced, and I don't quite fancy it. As already mentioned, you can pick the Aston Villa, Asensio, Rodgers, whoever you decide. You can pick Bayern Munich, Olise and Musiala are great favorites there. You can add Pedri, you can add Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, Vitinha, whoever you want here. Çalhanoğlu is an option. So yeah, you have a lot of options in that midfield, but that's the split I decided. It's 4 PSG players, so I'm really relying on them to go through, and I don't think that they will go out. And apart from that, yeah, I kind of like this type of midfield. Let's go and see now the attack, and we'll discuss captains for day 1 and for day 2, how it's going to look and what are we going to be able to build. While building the team, I found out that I cannot build it because I don't have the money. Yeah, I decided to switch it around and put the Bayern Munich player in midfield because you can afford him easily, and he's cheap, he's reliable, and you can rely on that Bayern Munich spot to be in your attack, as already mentioned. And now with that freeing funds, I planned to go with Harry Kane when I was building the team in my head, but I didn't know that the money was not going to there. I am 0.4 million short, which in hindsight is not a lot, but I already have 108.4 million team value, so I don't think a lot of the players will have a higher value, so I wanted to drop it down a notch. So here I will be opting for 2 Real Madrid attackers up front. I think they are going to be playing aggressively against Arsenal. I don't know if it's going to work, I don't know if it's going to happen, but still I would quite fancy picking the 2 Real Madrid attackers. If you have the money for Bellingham, you go for it. If you don't, like in my case, you go for Vini Jr. and Olise and you just switch them around. I don't know if Vini Jr. is going to take a penalty now that he missed one against Atleti, but with Ancelotti you never know, so I would say yes, he will take a penalty. Mbappe, I think he has been in a brilliant form in 2025, and you say it's a poor year from him, but he already has 30 goals this season, which is not a small feat in any sense. So I would say that here the Real Madrid attackers pick themselves. The final player that I'm opting for is Girassi. You're going to say, but you are heavy favoriting Barcelona. Why you pick Girassi? Because Girassi in the group stages scored 2 goals against Barcelona, and he played very well. And I think that he can continue playing very well. He has been detrimental in the way that Borussia Dortmund play. So yeah, I think it suits me more to have a Borussia Dortmund player, and it's 4 players from that game. So I think it's good enough. Basically, I have 4 players from every game apart from Real Madrid versus Arsenal, where I have 3. So I think that's a favorable split in my eyes. Of course, you can pick an Aston Villa player just to be on the safe side, but it's a second day, so I prefer to have the PSG home fixture for 2 midfielders and 2 defenders. So I'm going there. So yeah, we have, let's say, from Inter Milan and Bayern Munich game, we have 2 and 2 split like I planned. Then for Real Madrid and Arsenal, we have 2-1. It's attack versus defense in that sense. So if my attack scores, my defense is going to blank and etc. But it's first day, so you can do some interchanges and it's going to work. Then we have 4 players from PSG game, 0 from Aston Villa. So Aston Villa is the only team that we do not have any players from. This might sound stupid and it might sound not good enough, but that's how I wanted to split the wildcard, because I really do believe PSG are favorites right now to go through into the semis. And then we have 3 Barcelona and 1 Borussia Dortmund, so I think it's a good split there also. So I feel quite content with this team. I don't know if I'm going to improve a lot of things, if I'm going to change a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I'm quite happy with what I have in front of me. Yes, Harry Kane is missing, which is the biggest omission, but if you flip around the team and pick cheaper players in some position, because those players are placeholders at the end of the day, maybe you'll be able to afford him. And yeah, I think it suits me well at this time. Let me hear it down in the comment section. Do you like my split? Do you like how I prepare the team? Are you going to change something in that split? Are you a more riskier manager and going for only 4 teams that you think are going to the semifinals? Are you splitting the teams like Bayern Munich and Inter Milan like I did? I want to hear your opinion, so don't be shy and just share it down. I think I built it okay, but yeah, I'm always open to some suggestions and I would be very, very happy to hear some of you. As per usual, special shout out to the members of the channel: Seth, Florin, Zach, Oscar Papa, Scouser, Hamid, Mitro. Thank you so much for being members of the channel. Florin and Scouser, between them, have over 90 gifted subs. So very, very big thanks to them also, because they have been contributing to other members also who are members, but gifted members I don't want to shout out here because they are gifted and the one that gifted them deserves the shout out. If you want to become member, there is a price range there. You'll be earning some rewards. Next year, I will improve the rewards for the members panel, so you'll see that. If you don't want to spend money or you cannot afford it, you can just click the subscribe, the like, and comment down. It will help me grow massively. Thanks so much for watching. Next video, I will get into more details about my team. Then I'll create a wildcard about everyone's team, and we will proceed forward and forward and forward. But we have around 15 days up until the next round start, so a lot of injuries may happen. I just want to put some initial thoughts in your heads and for you to think about it. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this community. It means the world to me. Help me reach my 5k goal, and I will see you soon with more UCL Fantasy and FPL content. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye!